So first thing I want to address about this episode, when all was said and done, the weirdest thing was the middle part of this episode. I mean, the whole middle section of the duel, I didn't entirely understand what was going on. Namely because I don't know why Yugioh got into his typical ladies and gentlemen and he started trying to make everyone happy and get the crowd savvy. Especially because the whole point of this episode is that Yugioh's angry and he wants to get the word out, and you think finding out how twisted and fucked up this society is, he'd just lose all desire to entertain and just go right in for the action. I am addressing this now because it didn't actually affect my overall opinion of the episode, but I know people get mad when I just only talk about what's positive, so there you have it. That was my one gripe. The rest of this episode, holy God, this one was amazing. First up, first thing I liked was I thought the scene between Yugioh and the kid was cute with the card and all. I thought that was fun. I thought everyone's little required cameos for the episode was good. I loved the scene where Yugioh tried to get the commons on his side and tell them what's going on. I loved how twisted everything felt about this episode and how bizarre and dark everything was. Even though everything is bright and colorful, it is so sick and twisted what is happening around this child, and it made me laugh and it felt perfect. Namely just due to the fact that because this isn't the show's normal world, it's a lot easier to digest everything. You can take it all in stride and just accept it as, well, glad our main setting isn't here. When 5Ds was doing their main focus in this sort of city and type of thing, you really couldn't go into that much detail because you still wanted the viewer to want to be in the world and want to be involved, and you still needed to do all the signer plots and stuff like that. Here you can just put 100% of the focus into making the world dark and disturbing, and they're doing that very well. I officially am creeped out and disgusted by this city, and I just love the way everyone reacted to it. I love the way the announcer lady was used. It made it feel all the more disturbing. This episode felt very Battle Royale-esque, which would make sense because most Japanese directors are influenced by Battle Royale. But it really comes home when the duel actually starts because Yugioh's just got to try and figure something out, and I do wish that was more of the focus. I would have liked that. What if him and the duel chaser, what if he's just trying to go, don't you find this wrong? You're a cop. You're supposed to protect people. I would have liked us to go into that. Like, I wish the scene where the city council reacted to Yugioh trying to get everyone on his side, I wish that went on a bit longer. That scene could have had a bit more substance to it, because it's just the one guy going, oh, why is he against our society? Which is fine. It's a nice little scene, and I know it's going somewhere and building up, but it's like I said last week. Once you open that door, you can't close it. Bug Guy did it. He brought the plot in, and I want to see it go forward instead of just getting little intervals every episode. And I know it's going to work out in the end, but it does sort of make each episode have a bit of a slog factor to it, especially when it does feel so fucked up. I just love it at the end where you're just seeing everyone's faces as they're so entertained and loving everything. And you see Yugioh as it's just disgusting every fiber of his being. And I love the way Berserk mode was used in this. I like that it wasn't as obvious it was happening as it was in the other appearances, because obviously the city isn't going to question it, or you don't really need to have a lot of time for that. So because this, it just looked very normal, looked very dark, but it also allowed for, say, Yuzu to have a very subtle reaction. I got the feeling when they go into her room, she doesn't really know what to think about all this. But I did love how angry, how scared she looked that she sent the guy to the prison as well as Gogenzaka. I like seeing that. I like seeing those emotions play out, and I like that it's not overly dragged out. You just get to see the quick reaction. I would like it if it was just more balanced out on a regular basis with Yugioh, especially because I kind of didn't care about this duel. It's not that it was one-sided, and I like the fact that both players were doing damage, but, you know, once you see Odd-Eyes Sabre Dragon in the preview, you know what's going to happen. He's going to summon Odd-Eyes Sabre Dragon. And a related note, why is Odd-Eyes Sabre Dragon just getting here now? I mean, for God's sakes, the starter deck's been out for months, and we've already not given a crap about it. At least in the 5Ds days, we were allowed to sort of care about Road Warrior for the 5 minutes it was on screen, and then for the next 3 years of marketing it was used in. But here, it just sort of felt kind of like an odd stick-in, like there wasn't enough time or maybe enough money to give him anything else really exciting, and they don't really want to release anything right now. And this is just a filler duel to waste time. I don't care about the Duel Chaser. I really didn't care about the duel. But the stuff that was good, the darkness, the twistedness, and the way it was all rained and how well it was balanced as opposed to most shows that try to have this sense of darkness to it, I thought could not be beat. I thought that element was done perfectly. I just would have liked for it maybe to have come more full circle with Yugioh instead of just, we'll have him go all goofy and silly for the middle, and it just sort of makes it distracting and took me out of it for a couple minutes, but did not kill the overall episode. I thought what was good was great and awesome. And I want to know what you think, and I want to start something new. I was thinking today about trap cards, and I want to get everyone's opinion. If you could pick a basic trap lineup, never mind the deck, just any trap lineup, what would your cards be? Leave that in the comments section below. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe so we can see what all this is building up to.